The distress call. The Karth Dominion's flagship, Eternal Harmony, hung crippled above the burning world of Virel 4. The planet's cities were ash, its defenders scattered. The last surviving admiral, Vea Talon, stared at the console where a single red icon pulsed. Send the signal, he ordered. Call anyone who can hear us. The encoded SOS went out across the void, begging for aid from every ally the Dominion had left. It carried coordinates, casualty lists, and a single desperate plea. To any friendly power we cannot hold, please respond. They expected fleets, relief ships, maybe mercenaries. What came was neither. The silence before arrival. For 3 days, the system remained quiet. The Dominion fleet held its dying orbit while enemy scavengers prowled below. Every hour, Admiral Talon checked the comms, hoping for an answer. None came. Then, on the 4th day, the stars changed. Sensors flared. Gravity rippled. Space itself bent as something vast tore through hyperspace translation without coordinates or clearance. The scanners screamed warnings. Energy readings beyond known thresholds, hull compositions unknown, weapon signatures off all charts. The first officer whispered, trembling, "Admiral, these readings match no ally, no species." A moment later, the ship's AI confirmed an ancient code buried deep in Dominion archives, a frequency once recorded at the edges of human-claimed space. Origin, Sol System. Designation, Deathworlders, the children of the Deathworld. The term Deathworlders was a legend among the stars, creatures born on worlds so hostile that most life would not survive a minute. Humanity's home, Earth, was one such world. Toxic atmosphere, predatory ecosystems, natural disasters, and yet the humans had thrived. They were said to be extinct, vanished centuries ago after the wars that shattered their colonies. But as the hyperspace rupture widened, the myth stepped out of history. A fleet emerged. Black holes scarred by age, engines burning blue-white. No insignia, no call signs, just one transmission. Signal received. Hold position. Deathworld, the descendants responding. First contact. When the first ship, TNS Furiosol, hailed the Dominion, the voice that answered was calm, almost human. "We intercepted your distress call. You requested aid. Identified target hostiles." Admiral Talon struggled to reply. "Who are you?" "Children of the world you name death. We are what remains of Earth." Before the Admiral could speak again, the human fleet accelerated toward the planet. Every vessel moved in perfect silence, coordinating with no visible signals, like predators circling prey. The scavenger fleets below never had a chance. The Battle of Virel 4. The Deathworlders' descendants fought like nothing the Dominion had ever witnessed. They didn't rely on shielding or formation doctrine. They used physics as a weapon. Their cruisers fired tungsten slugs at relativistic speed, splitting enemy carriers in half. Fighter drones moved in swarms, self-learning, self-sacrificing. When enemy missiles locked on, human ships didn't dodge. They accelerated toward them, meeting fire with greater fire. Within minutes, the scavenger fleet was gone. Nothing but debris and plasma trails remained. When the smoke cleared, the Dominion survivors watched in awe as human vessels descended into low orbit. They deployed shuttles, not to claim the planet, but to rescue every wounded life form, even Dominion soldiers. The question, when Admiral Talon was brought aboard the Fury of Sol, he expected interrogation, perhaps enslavement. Instead, he found something far stranger, a bridge crew of humans and hybrids, their uniforms marked by a single emblem, a red circle enclosing a broken star. He asked the woman commanding the ship, "Why answer our call? The Dominion enslaved your kind centuries ago." The commander, Captain Rear Anson, regarded him with cold eyes. "We remember. That's why we came." Talon's voice faltered. For vengeance. For the lesson, she said. You wanted allies. You found descendants of survival. You called, and the children of death answered. The reckoning. News of the fury of Sol spread faster than light. Across the galactic networks, footage of the battle flooded the channels. Ships of impossible design, soldiers with eyes like embers, humanity reborn. At first, the powers that once ruled the galaxy tried to contact the newcomers. Diplomatic envoys, tribute, promises of alliance, all ignored. Then, panic turned to dread as those same Deathworld fleets appeared over the worlds that had profited from humanity's enslavement. They did not negotiate. They liberated every remaining human colony, freeing descendants still bound in servitude. They dismantled orbital stations and erased Slaver databases. Their message was simple. No world built on human suffering will stand. The storm of retribution. For months, the galaxy burned. Not in conquest, in cleansing. Where others would have sought empire, the Deathworlders sought equilibrium. They destroyed warlords, dismantled pirate syndicates, and shattered the dominions that had voted centuries ago to enslave Earth. Yet, every time they struck, they rebuilt what they burned. Cities were reconstructed. Refugees given food and shelter. They came not as conquerors, but as surgeons cutting rot from the galaxy's flesh. Still, whispers spread. If this is mercy, what would their wrath be? The revelation. When the Galactic Assembly finally dared to send envoys to meet them, Captain Anson agreed, under one condition. The meeting would take place on Virel 4, the world their fleet had saved. The envoys arrived to find the once ash world thriving again. Forests regrown, cities rebuilt, children laughing under alien skies. And among them, humans and Dominion citizens living side by side. Anson stood before the Assembly delegates and said, Your signal was never meant for us. But the void remembers. Every scream, every betrayal, every plea echoes forever. You wanted help from allies. You summoned the heirs of survival. We are not your saviors. We are your mirror. The envoys asked what humanity wanted. Anson's answer became legend. We want nothing. We take nothing. We only make sure the next time someone sends a call for help, the galaxy deserves to answer it. The legacy of the children. Centuries later, the tale of the Deathworlders' children became myth again. Pilots claimed to see their ships at the edge of uncharted space, black silhouette against dying suns. Rescue beacons sometimes received old frequencies, carrying a single phrase. Signal received. Help is coming. And those who heard it swore that in the silence between stars, something vast and ancient still listened, the children of a world that refused to die. Because once, long ago, humanity was forged on a planet that tried to kill them every day. The galaxy forgot that simple truth, until an SOS reminded them.